And I also have bad lymphedema on my lower body that makes any movement of mine really painful. So I have to do everything right here in the same room, including going to the bathroom.
What's going on, people? It's been a minute, but we're back with another freaking video. And this one right here is season 8, episode 7 of My 600 Pound Life. And this one right here is Joyce's story. Now, as you saw from that very beginning clip stuff in particular, this is a woman that is so large, she's lost so much mobility that she can't even actually go to the bathroom. She has to have a portable bathroom in her bedroom. Honestly, I feel sorry for her friend who lives with her, who has to clean it all up. But ladies and gentlemen, before we start, please do start off by hitting that subscribe button and also smashing that like button. Now, also on top of that, I have reacted to the full episode on my Patreon account. The difference there is that you'll be able to watch the reaction without me having to stop the video every 10 seconds due to copyright. With that one, I'm allowed to let the video just flow. The link for that is also down below in the description. But with that being said, though, let's get into the clips of exactly what went down with Joyce back in season 8, episode 7.
We wash the lower part of my stomach and underneath it in my bed. But once she's done, okay, she has to use a hairdryer to dry those areas. Because
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, the situation that this woman's in is unacceptable. Legit, she has to have a friend to bathe her in her bedroom. So she only goes toilet in her bedroom, and this is the toilet that sits next to her, that even her friend has to come and pretty much move for her because of her lack of mobility. And then also on top of that, her friend has to bathe her, also dry her, and then also moisturize every single crease underneath her skin just to stop it from basically creating any type of fungus, mold, and crust, and the whole shebang. Honestly, this is not the situation that anyone should ever want to be in and anyone should ever want to put themselves in. Now, obviously, I'm using the word want because you see, with this woman's story, you understand as we continue. But hey, I really do feel sorry for her friend. But at the same time, I don't, because she signed up to live with her and look after her. When she could have just gone off and done something else with her life. But anyway, we continue.
And Dawn knows I'll be starving at that point. So she always has something ready for me to eat.
So I just wanted to process that it takes about an hour to bathe her, clean her, cream her, the whole shebang. And after that hour is done, because she's so tired from being moved around and being cleaned, it's then time for her to eat. I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if I'm in a situation in my life where I have to have someone to look after me, someone to bathe me, where I can't even go to the toilet by myself, okay, and I can't even bathe myself, am I going to think about eating each and every time someone comes in and bathes me? I mean, just let that marinate, let that process that right now. But hey, we continue.
But she fed me so much that I put on around 40 to 50 pounds while I was with her. I was 8 then and was around 90 to 100 pounds.
So her mother decided to marry someone. And then her mother decided to send her to go live with her grandma, whilst the mother lived her life with her new partner and the kids there. But obviously, as you heard right there, she went and lived with her grandma, and then in that process, she gained up to 40 to 50 pounds. She was legit 90 to 100 pounds at the age of 8. That is savage. I don't know what her grandma was thinking, but that level of neglect is disgusting. Imagine being 8 years old and you're already weighing over 90 to 100 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, when you're an adult, depending on your height, you're meant to weigh an average around about, again, depending on height and all that kind of stuff, around about 120, 180, maybe 150, 180, give or take. She's 8 years old. When she was 8, she was already nearly at a stage of where maybe a teenager should be weighing in. But luckily for her, when her mum came to see her, her mum realized what was going on, and then her mum decided to take her back and bring her back home, which is obviously a good thing, of course. Then when she decided to move in with her mum, but then when her mum brought back home, her mum was obviously disgusted by what had gone down with the whole food eating. So then her mum legit then spent most of her childhood trying to reverse everything that her mother did to basically her own child. And that was by putting her on strict diets, and every single diet that she put her on just didn't work. Why? Because see, Joyce had already fallen in love with the taste of food. So therefore, no matter what diet her mum put on, Joyce would, no matter what, would somehow find a way to sneak other food in for her to eat. You know what I mean? And that was the thing, and that's the problem came in. The problem came in when Joyce just could not refuse the food. So no matter how many roadblocks her mum put in, no matter how strict her mum was her mum was, she found a way to keep putting that food in her stomach because she was finding from other sources. Where she was finding them from, I don't even have a clue. But we continue.
Find ways to get food. And over the next couple of years, I got my license and a job at a fast food place. And at that point, I was beyond my mom's constant reach. She couldn't stop me from eating what I wanted.
So listen, I'll let you just process that real quick. Okay? Nothing can be done to stop her from eating food. And then what did she do? End up getting a job in a fast food restaurant. Just so she could continue eating herself to death. That is crazy. I mean, obviously her grandma done the damage by feeding her so much. The mom tried to reverse it by being too strict, and obviously being strict sometimes just doesn't work. It can make a child rebel. You know, we've all been there, give or take, you know what I mean? But the fact is, though, she was so hell-bent on food being her priority. She even went to get a job in a fast food place just so she could pretty much have the free food there and eat all the time, or the discounts or whatever it could be. This woman began a journey of legit just enabling herself around food. And the saddest part about it is that in her story, she talks about how one of the stepbrothers had done some madness to her as a kid. You know, some sexual madness, which is unacceptable. But the thing is though, with her, it's not necessarily that was the trigger of it per se. The trigger with her is just her. Like, legit, throughout the whole episode, all she says is, I will always find ways to get food. It doesn't matter what happens. I. And that was the part that I found quite interesting. She wasn't really one of those people that fully blamed her trauma or what happened to her. She was just like, listen, no matter what people did, I found a way. I. And it's just so crazy. But you know what? Let me not say that too soon because we're still going through the clips. And I'll say it later on as well. But let's continue.
My life. I focused on building the daycare business with my mom, and I kept getting bigger, and I was just under 500 by the time I was 25.
Just under 500 pounds by the time she was 25. Now, here's the thing though, you know, obviously her mum finally was able to get her away from working at the fast food place because her mum set up a day center where they would look after the kids. And luckily for her, she actually wanted to work with kids, so therefore she left the fast food place to work with her mum in this daycare, which of course was good for her, but at the same time, she was still eating. And that's how she ended up being under 500 pounds at the age of 25. The story just can't get any better, but let's find out.
Because I
kind of played that a little bit too early, so I got to kind of pause it just to break out of that copyright thing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, my apologies for that.
I just realized he's gonna die, and there's nothing I can do about it.
So mum talks about she's afraid that her daughter's going to die, but then proceeds to bring her in a big, massive, and when I say massive, ladies and gentlemen, as you're looking at your screens right now, lasagna and also a big bunch of garlic bread at the same damn time. I mean, obviously mum gave up on the whole strict diet and all that kind of stuff, but look at the situation we're in here though. We are still going to come around to where your daughter lives and you're still going to help enable her behavior by giving her more and more food. I mean, I guess as a parent, it sucks to give up on your child, but then that means you're no longer a parent. The whole idea about being a parent is that you're ready to never give up on your child. You're ready to be the good person in your child's life, and you're also ready to become the villain in your child's life as well for the greater good. No one said that being a parent means you're going to become your child's best friend. Okay? Being a parent means you got to make the tough choices that your child can't make. You got to make those choices that your child can't see. You know what I mean? Okay? But of course, there's got to be a certain way of doing it. Because not every way is going to work, but again, there is no manual for being a parent. Everything is trial and error of how you're going to communicate with your child, how you're going to let things, you know, process in their mind. So obviously, you know, you're not always going to get it right, but as long as you don't give up on them and you don't give up on you trying more ways to connect with your child, well, then you're a parent, which is fantastic. If you're not doing all that stuff, then I don't know how you can call yourself a parent, but you continue.
I know I'm close to a breaking point, and there's nothing I can do about it because I can't stop and I don't know how to change to get to where.
Let's just process that she says that I'm close to a breaking point. How can somebody say that they're close to a breaking point when you are at the breaking point? I don't know what a breaking point is to her. We saw exactly visually how she looked with the clothes on. We're seeing what she's eating. She's got a big fat lymphedema like laying around right underneath her gut that God knows how painful it is. She needs someone to come in and help her go to the toilet when the toilet is right next to her bed. She needs someone to come in and help wash her because she can't even go to the bathroom because she can't even walk that far. But guess what, though, ladies and gentlemen? No. She's not at breaking point just yet. I mean, she's expecting to be Tammy Slayton, and when I say that, what I mean is she's expecting to pretty much be in a near-death experience. I mean, how that hasn't happened in her life, I don't know. Anyway, we continue. This woman weighs 758.2 pounds. But guess what? She has not reached breaking point just yet. 758.2 pounds. And she has the audacity to say that she has not reached breaking point just yet. Now, at this moment in time, she had to be transported to Dr. Now's hospital. They had to come and pick her up themselves because she couldn't get any other way because she's too big. It required 4 people to legit take her off her bed to put her on the stretcher, and then from the stretcher to the medical bed, 4 people again. It was painful to watch, to be honest with you, very painful to watch. But you know, she's now here, and now Dr. Now's going to give her some. Oh yeah. I won't lie to you. When I did this video for Patreon, I was exhausted watching it because this woman is mentally draining. But you'll find it out.
Diet that she hasn't liked too much, and we have been working to do PT with her, but she's been resistant to that as well, and she needs to.
All right, boom. So they haven't sent her home because, of course, you know, it's hard to send someone like her home. She obviously came there in the medical van that was provided by Dr. Now. She's been there ever since, and as you heard from Dr. Now himself in particular, even though they've done their best to put her on a restricted diet and try and get exercise of her, she hasn't been responsive enough, which is very, very problematic. And the crazy part about it, because she hasn't been responsive enough, this woman is ignoring that she is nearly at a point where she's going to die. And the crazy thing is that when she came in, they had to do all tests and checks on her to make sure that she was, you know, in a good state. Sadly, she isn't. So that's why she has to lose a certain amount of weight before surgery can even be a thing. And also to, most importantly, try and reverse or fix anything else that's going on with her body, because clearly the complications that she has are severe. Now, the complications aren't necessarily disclosed per se, but at the end of the day, you can imagine for someone who's 758 pounds and someone that, you know, who has got skin that looks sore as hell, feet, I mean, listen, I'll show you right now as I'm speaking about it. You're looking at her feet. Look at the detail behind her feet right there. Look at that. I don't even know what the hell you call that. But the bruising. Oh no, I think that's a tattoo. You know, hey, that is a tattoo, isn't it? Cool, blimey. But that one there, though, I don't know what that is. But either way, though, you can see obviously the change of pigmentation going for her legs, because obviously they're so freaking swollen, so bruised, so dry. It's just surreal. But I mean, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but I'll say it again, but she will happily sit there and tell you that she has not reached rock bottom yet. The disgusting statement that she's made there was just bizarre to me, but we continue.
A month ago, when we got an accurate weight, she was down to 637 from 758. So she lost 121 pounds in the first month on a controlled diet.
So just remember these numbers, you know. She's dropped obviously quite a bit, right? So she's now in the 600s. Now this is her being I can't ever keep a straight face, man, because listen, so all right, boom, let me just try and be serious real quick, okay? But she's obviously lost, you know, a significant amount of weight, okay, since she's been in hospital with all the support from Dr. Now and everyone that's there by helping her in a restricted diet, so in a restricted diet, and also with some exercise. She's now going to go home. And now she's going to go home. She now needs to continue the journey by herself. Now, the goal for her is to lose 150 pounds within the space of the next 3 months. Okay? The question is, does she lose that 150 pounds in the next 3 months? Because if she does, then she will be approved for surgery. So right now, she started off at 758. Now she's at 600 and... she's in the 600s. That's just, I think 630, around that age there. Okay, but let's see exactly what happens moving forward.
So I know I'm making progress, but I may not have lost the amount of weight that I should be losing. But that's because I think the diet is wrong, and 1,200 calories is still too much for me.
All right, cool. Alright, so listen, boom. So she was meant to go and see Dr. Now. She was meant to get the checkup, but she didn't go for the checkup because, you see, she says that Dr. Now refused to pay for her transport there because what happened was that she was meant to actually, when she left hospital, doctor now told her that next time you come back, I want to see you come back here walking and in your own transport, because you should be able to do that. That we don't want to fund for you again. She has then insisted that no, I need the funding again because, you know, I just can't. I'm struggling a little bit here and there, even though that I have lost my weight. That's exactly what she said. Okay, this is 3 months on. So obviously in this conversation here, Dr. Now has said to her, listen, you look like you've gained weight, not lost weight. And she said, no, that is not true. I have lost the weight, okay? But I do feel like that the diet you put me on is incorrect. It was 1,200, because 1,200 calories is just too high. I feel like my body needs less than that. So she's telling Dr. Now that 1,200 calories is too high, and that's why maybe she's not losing the weight quick enough, because she has been doing the exercise and therefore everything should be going to plan. That's exactly what she's telling Dr. Now right now, okay? Even though he's telling her that I can see that you put your weight back on. But listen, ladies and gentlemen, let's just continue with this calamity of being artist. I just can't. Ah, dear, yeah. I don't even keep a straight face. Right, so she now weighs 611. Okay, just remember that. So that means my 630 was incorrect, just so you know. And my apologies. So she gained 58 pounds. Since she left the hospital and she was meant to lose 150 pounds from the 3 months, she ended up gaining 58 pounds instead. So that means when she left under 500 pounds then at the time, which is phenomenal. No. She left under 600 pounds, sorry, which was a better thing, not phenomenal. That's too polite, no. Which was a better thing. But she's been able to gain, so that means she must have been around about 550-ish, okay? She's now pretty much put on 58 pounds. But she tells Dr. Now that 112 pounds, why can't I say the bloody word? That 1,200 pounds was too much calories. You can't tell me that she put on 58 pounds in the space of 3 months on a calorie deficit of 1,200. Yeah. And she was exercising at the same time.
I usually do.
So you're saying you gained 60 pounds of water on the car right here because you're sitting up? That's not reality.
Honestly,
So yeah, she claims that the weight gain came from her drinking water on the way there. So she put in 58 pounds of water on her journey there.
I don't know what else I can tell you, but it's the truth.
You want to believe whatever you want, but that's not going to change the fact that you are killing yourself. And you're not going to live much longer like this.
And that is a fact. She can lie all she wants, but she's killing herself and her days are numbered. So she now weighs 623.8 pounds. That's how much she now weighs. And this is obviously she went away for another month or so and then came back and she's now gained an extra 12 pounds. But she will happily tell you that the machine is broken and the machine is telling lies because she has stuck to the diet and everything that Dr. Now has told her. She sat here and told you that, listen, I did everything that the physiotherapist did with me. She even went to see a therapist with our mother as well to get past any of the trauma. But she then said that she delayed. When she went to see the therapist the first time, the therapist told her to bring her mother the next time. She delayed that forever. The most common factor with this woman is that everything is I. She is in this position predominantly because of I. She has admitted multiple times throughout this that I could not be stopped. No matter what you did to stop me from having food, I found a way to have food no matter what. And her story is so unique because usually most people will sit there and they will happily just keep blaming the past or whatever happened to them. But with this woman, she didn't even use that as her tool, which was quite interesting, to be honest with you. But ladies and gentlemen, where do you go from here? Where do you go from here? You've tried to help this woman with physiotherapy, therapy itself in particular, and no matter what, she's finding ways to define the odds. And whenever we say define the odds, like she was even in hospital for a while, lost literally, you know, she went from 758 all the way to 550 to then go back up to 623. Some people in this world just can't be helped, and that is the bottom line. It doesn't matter how much you try and help them, they can't be helped because they do not want to take it seriously. They just want to write themselves off, and this woman has been writing herself off since the moment she moved in with her grandma, to be honest with you. She's never been able to let go of whatever happened with her and her grandma and the whole eating malarkey, and it is just sad to see. Boy.
I've given 100% of me to this program since the beginning. So I'm not failing the program. The program's failing me.
And that's how we're going to conclude the whole video, ladies and gentlemen. The program is failing her, and it's not her failing the program. Yeah. Well, we'll leave it there. You guys let me know what you're thinking down below in the comment section, and we can most certainly talk about it. But hey, like I said before, I have got the full reaction for the full episode without the 10-second stops on my Patreon account, which means you get to watch the full episode, okay, with myself in particular, and obviously my commentary every couple of like 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes, give or take, you know what I mean? Really allow it to really flow, you know what I'm saying? And also, I won't lie to you, there's quite a lot of foul language that I use because I can on Patreon. I ain't got to worry about none of that monetization, demonetization or copyright. But anyway, the link for Patreon is down below in the description, but also at the same time, please do subscribe to this channel, and I'll be back at some point with some other retro madness reactions. Thank you so much for your time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and